thank you so much for doing this and for agreeing to do this, first of all. And I'll just get started, if that's okay. When did you first start playing the
I started playing flute in grade 4.
flute? Tell us a bit about your flute journey, right?
Um, I'm actually originally from Boyle, which is about an hour and a half drive north of Edmonton. So my parents brought me into the city once every 2 weeks
Okay.
to Alberta College. My instructor was Jonathan Bailie
Oh, good. Okay.
from grades 4 through 11.
Wow. So you had private lessons from grade 4 to 11. Did you go on competitions or?
Yes, like my yeah, like music festivals, concerto competition.
Nice. Nice. And what drew you to the flute? Why the flute in the very beginning?
Well, I'd heard somebody play it at a Christmas Eve service when I was much younger than that,
Okay.
and was drawn to it.
Nice. Nice. Um, and did you take schooling after that for the flute?
Yes, actually, I did my B-Mus at the U of A.
Nice. Okay. So that was 4 years. Is it 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years at U of A, and but I actually also started studying with Shelley in grade 12.
Oh, good. Okay, nice. Nice. Um, and so do you still play the flute a lot, or is it just
I
like,
do, but I also like I'm a multi-instrumentalist actually, so I do play other instruments as well.
okay, nice, nice. Do you have a favorite instrument?
Well, my favorite woodwind is still flute,
Okay,
and
cool.
uh, and my favorite brass is trombone.
Is it? Okay, nice, nice. So do you have a favorite composer for flute?
Actually, I've particularly a couple of my favorite pieces are the Mozart concertos, like the
Okay.
Mozart concertos. Um, Another favorite piece from my youth was the Chaminade Concertino,
Nice.
and another piece, and this is one that a favorite memory from university is introducing Shelley to this piece because like she'd never seen it before, but then I picked it for my senior recital, the Taktakishvili Sonata.
Oh, wow.
She had never, like Shelley had never seen or heard that sonata before I brought it to her and wanted to do it on my senior recital program.
Where did you hear about it?
Actually, I was just in the music store one day and I was just looking at music, and then I looked at this and I flipped it open and kind of sort of glanced through it, and I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. That this looks like, and I noticed it was a sonata that had like some of the folk themes,
Oh,
folk
wow.
like themes in it,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I thought like, hey, I think I'm gonna get this. And then when I tried playing through it, I'm thinking, hey, I really like this sonata. I'd like to. I'm gonna take it to Shelley, and I said I'd like to include it on my program.
Cool. Okay. Nice, nice. I'll have to listen to that. I don't think I've heard it, but yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. Also, the next question is when you're practicing, how do you practice? Practice, is it a routine?
Like often I'll start with this actually the one scale exercise. Actually, before university, I would just I would just start with that sonority, that chromatic long tone.
Okay.
Then I would do all of my major and minor scales, like starting on C, going chromatically up,
Okay.
and then after university, like there's a kind of like A scale exercise that we learned. That was like just starting like da 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 da, like on each,
Cool.
like
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So you do like all your scales before you even start to play the Mozart concerto, for example.
yeah, quite often, or depending on my time, like I would, or sometimes I would just go right into it, just depending on
Okay.
how pressed for time I am.
Okay. Okay. And do you have a favorite kind of flute or a favorite kind of brand of flute?
I haven't tried very many brands. But I've liked like I've had a Yamaha most of my life,
Okay.
and I particularly like them,
Is it
and
an
I'm
open or a closed hole? Do you have
open,
both?
open.
Yeah, open. Okay. Um, and do you prefer playing with an open hole or closed hole?
I prefer open just because that's what I'm used to. Because I had even the first flute I owned
Mhm.
was the Armstrong, like one step up from a student model, but it was open hole.
Okay.
So I had an open hole like pretty much all my life.
Nice. Can you tell the difference between open hole and, of course you can. Yeah,
And
closed hole, right?
oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
this feels different.
yeah, definitely. That too. Um, and then the last question, is what is one thing that most people don't know about you? Either musically or, you
Well, there'd be, I think some people who know me well do know it, but a lot of people out in the public would not know right away that I'm on the autism spectrum. I have
okay.
Asperger's syndrome.
Ah, okay. Okay.
A, a fair bit of challenges because a bit limited like my coordination isn't as I'm not as coordinated.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, so in order to like get my fingers to do what I want them to do, like someone having to play a passage 10 times to do it, I would have to play it 30 times.
Okay. Yeah. So you're a hard worker.
Yeah,
And then on your shirt, is this like a fringe? Is that the fringe shirt you've got?
it's actually it was actually a trombone shirt actually.
Oh, it's a trombone shirt. Okay. So right now, is it safe to say that you're into trombone?
I I do fairly actively play that, and actually in later years, I actually well, I initially started by playing trombone in junior high because they had just started a band program out in Boyle my grade 7 year, and because I had already been playing flute for it would have been already my third year of flute by
Hmm.
grade 7. Then so I took low brass in junior high, but then I kept revisiting the trombone several times over the years, and including in more recent years studying privately with Kathy McIntosh for 3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. I have a question as well. Is that going to hinder your flute playing the trombone?
I've uh, I've played around on other instruments most of my life, and it's had no
So your
really,
lips are elasticy that you can adjust
yeah,
easily from one
just
instrument.
and if there's a really important uh, flute performance, I just refrained from playing the other instruments right before it.
That's good to know because it does affect it. Okay.
Like just
I got.
like if I play it like right before.
Oh, literally like a hour before, even like
Yeah,
minutes before. Okay.
except I'm fairly accustomed to switching because in playing on church worship teams, they've wanted me to play different instruments for different songs, so I'd be switching instruments all the time. So I got
Okay.
so I got kind of accustomed to, I guess my lips accustomed to like instrument switches
Right. Right.
and
Interesting.
the cross doubling between brass woodwind.
Right. That's interesting. Cool. Is there anything else that you want to share with the flute? I don't have any more questions, so.
Yeah, actually, for one, to share regarding Shelley is, I'm sure a lot of people who know her well would would know that in the flute community, she's acquired a huge extended family. She was kind of like she was like an other mom to a lot of us.
That's really sweet and good for you to say. Yeah, I agree. Thank you for that.
And
Yeah.
and in listening to a few of the other interviews, a couple of things that stood out most for me with Shelley was more like from a mentorship is like the life lessons that she would bring,
Mm-hmm.
and her concern about us as the whole person. She was not just interested in how we played, but also we invested a lot of time in our personal growth as like our growth as a person and as a human being.
Yeah, so she made a very important influence on your life. She was my flute teacher for a year or two, and yeah, I feel the same way.
I'd be safe to say that that Shelley is, especially in Alberta and probably Canada too. I'd say she's a matriarch in the flute community.
No kidding. Yep.
Yeah, a matriarch in the Canadian flute world, like especially with some of her alumni now being post-secondary instructors themselves. A
Mm-hmm.
couple examples that come to mind. One I knew from EYO, Mary Sullivan. I know she's a post-secondary instructor, and one of her other alumni who's probably a few years older than Liz and I, Leslie Newman. I
Mm,
think she teaches at U of T now, but she was an alumni of Shelley as well.
thank you. Yeah, so extended family. It's getting um new names and then growing the family and the
Yeah,
nice behavior. That's good.
yeah,
Cool.
and and I mean, I still consider like her like a mom figure today.
Got you. Yep.
Still really like, yeah, we're still really good friends today.
Nice. Nice.
Both Shelley and Liz.
Yeah, say thank you so much.
It was nice to meet you as well, and thanks for having me.
You bet.